happening. So for anyone that's in the last video, we picked up the titanium kit, a couple of packets of hooks, 2.4 meters of wire, crimps and all that jazz in there, split ring pliers. I've had a little go, tied up a couple of traces. I did do a video earlier, but I wasn't happy with how I did it, so I'm gonna redo it. I've saved one length of wire and we're gonna quickly tie one up. So cutters for cutting, crimpers for crimping, lighter for the shrink tube, pair of pliers come in handy later. Give it a little tug and whatnot. I'll probably have another pair, one either end, just to make sure that nothing's slipping. Yeah, I'll chuck all that to one side and up to it. So the man at Predator X has made it quite clear, or adamant, I can't think of the right word. Basically said, when we're using the multi-strand, you need to go through the crimp twice, and I'll explain that and show you what he means. I do the same with my steel wire, so I wouldn't have done it any different with this. That's my X for later. But like I said, I've already tied up a couple. I'll show you one here quick. So, not sure how well you can see things, but that's for quite a big bait. I got like a whole herring I shall be chucking on. And how close can we get with this? I don't know if you can see that, but we've got a loop at either end where we've gone through both. Gone through twice, sorry. And then up to swivel. Obviously I've already cut my 4 lengths. You get 2.4 meters of wire. Oh, you might want a ruler as well. The overall length of the trace towards the end is, you know, split ring to swivel, 52 centimeters. I was aiming for 50, like it says on it on his post. All I did, I got my big length of wire. I'll show you with this one, but I'm not actually going to cut it. This is the bit we're going to be using. I got my length of wire, unravelled it all. I doubled it over, so we got end to end like that. Ran all the way down to a loop, and then I cut here, and then I did that again, giving me my 4 pieces. I think total this measures about 63 centimeters. So that's what we're working with, and like I said, we end up with 52 centimeter trace, something like that. The only thing in the tin that I'm not going to be using will be the shrink tube, just because I, like I said in the last video, I'll buy the multi-packs of the black stuff. It's just electrical. I'm only using it to cover the edges of the crimps and whatnot. And anti-tangle sleeves, depending on how you cast and whatnot, you might want to use the anti-tangle sleeves, but for me, I tend to stop my lead and my bait before it hits the water, and it just kicks everything out and away from the lead anyway. So yeah, if I was casting, you know, distance, I'm probably casting like 50-60 yards, if that, for the pond I'm fishing on. If I was, you know, woofing it 100 yards or whatever you'd try and chuck a dead bait, then yeah, I probably would suggest anti-tangle sleeve. So just for a quick one, I'm going to, are these both the same size? They are. Ah, my bad. See, yeah, I'm never prepared enough. You're gonna want a pair of scissors as well. All I'm gonna do is cut that into there. I want 3 of them. We are gonna want Uno swivel, 1, 2, 3 split rings, 3 crimps, and that be the end of the pot. Nifty little pot, that. So yeah, like we said, we're going to go through the crimps twice, 3 times, depending on how you look at it. The aim of the game, like all crimping, is you want as little room inside the crimp when you actually go to crimp it. So that's the game we're playing, and that's what we're going to do. We shall start I'm going to Bosch a bit of shrink tube on. I could do that after, but whatever. We're just going to put on a crimp, like so. And then I like to measure stuff with marks on my fingers. So you see how I got these two lines? I'm going, yeah, probably edge of the crimp to just past that little line. I make a little mental note, and it's kind of how we get them pretty much the same. Split ring goes on there. And I'm just going to bend that up just to kind of hold my mark. Place hold. Alright. Gonna Bosch him on there. We double him over. Keep forgetting we're not using stainless steel anymore. When I bend it, it likes to move. Now I've lost my crimp. Can I have it back? Thank you. Alright, so we're doubled over, split rings under my finger, crimps in this hand. I'm going through the old crimp, like that. Yeah, go straight. And then we're going to get a tag end, and we're just going to smash him back through towards the split ring. And I want him sticking out a smidgen. I don't. Yeah, you can see that. 5 mil ish, maybe. Let's just slide this up a little bit. Loop again. Loop about 5 mil. Let's push him in there. It's quite easy to move this around and get your lengths that you require. And then all I'm going to do is hold this loop. And I'm going to pull the long piece of the trace. And we end up with that, basically. Just want to nudge him up a little bit and nudge him to about there. Right, done that. Everything looking pretty straight, pretty neat. Crimpers, depending on what you got. Mine have got two little, one there, one there. I think these are old Fox, yeah, old Fox ones. Luckily, these crimps just stick out either end. If your crimps are smaller than the width of your pliers, just be very, very careful, because you can burr the ends or whatever you call it. Like, you'll end up with sharp bits. I'm actually going to take an angle grinder to these and just trim off a bit of the metal either side, just to make them that little bit thinner. So the crimps for me fit in that very front. So he's going to Bosch him in there. So he's sticking out a little bit either side. And then these are like super duper crimps, so you have to give these a pretty good squeeze. I tried doing it with one hand. I'm a wimp, I can't do it, so I'm going to give them a good oof. Unstick it. And that's what we're looking at. First split ring on. Alright, I'm going to slide my shrinky tube over. I am not shrinking that yet. Don't want to shrink it until we've tested it. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. You'll see what I mean at the end. Right, crimp. I'm going to go and shoom down there. I'm going to make this one, what should we say? How long is that one? Because that one's quite a bit. This is a big boy. Stick you on the 10. Let's go for 8 centimetre, 9 centimetre. Let's go 8. We'll go 8 centimetre. So I got my crimp where we want it. Big length of wire coming out the end. We're going to go back through the crimp. Come on, you bugger. Trying not to move the crimp from where we wanted it. Doesn't matter if we did, because we can adjust it afterwards. Pull that loop. Yeah. Made us a, oh, it's bloody light. Made us a little loop in the end. We are then gonna Bosch on our split ring, like so, and we're gonna go back through the crimp away from the last one that we made, the last split ring loopy thing. If you're struggling to put the wire through the split rings, if you're struggling to put the wire through the crimp, just give the crimp a little twist. It helps. Sometimes the edges of the wire get stuck on it. Alright, so we're coming back out. We're going to pull him and nudge him up a little bit, and then we're just going to hold and pull. I'm going to keep this loop a little bit larger than normal because I like to clip my pop-up doodads on them. Let's just double check him, make sure he's alright. He's on the 10, he's on the 18. Looks about right to me. Again, that's what we're working with. Don't know how well you can see that. Yeah, cushy. Right. Crimpers sticking out a bit either side. Wallop. And that is that. So now we is at those split rings. So all that is left to do is wash this bit of shrink tube on to cover the crimp that we've just done, and then we wash on another piece followed by senior crimp followed by senior swivel. I've just realised I got an extra split ring. Oh, give me a free one. Yeah, my bad. I only need two, obviously. Anyway, sorry, sidetracked. Magpie moment. Again, swivel. I need a little bit more. About that much. See got two lines on my finger, like the finger joints, one underneath my knuckle. About there. Leave me alone. That's my dodgy way of measuring things. We go back through the crimp. Yeah, come on, give him a twist because he's being stubborn. Push him all the way through there. Gonna need a little bit more than that because it moved. Alright. Maybe even a touch more. Go. And then from there, grabs the old tag end and we bosh him. This one's going to be a stubborn because all the ends frayed. I might have to cut it. I'm not sure whether you can actually heat this up before you cut it, like you do with the steel wire to stop it from fraying. Not a clue, couldn't tell you. An exploration for another day, I suppose, or if anyone can let me know in the comments and save me some misery. Alright, so we've gone back through. Obviously this loop's got a lot bigger now. We're just going to pinch there and make him smaller. Alright, again, where are we? I'm not sure if that's in focus or not, but 5-ish mil sticking out, and we're going to grab the old crimpers, a little bit either side. That was my knuckle, and we're just going to give him a bosh, and that's it. So two there, one up there. We missed the swivel one. Like I said, I haven't shrunk no shrinky tube yet, and it's for good reason. Grab yourself puller tool or whatever, whatever you prefer. I'm going to bosh these pliers through said swivel and these pliers. Now I'm not going to go pulling it, like trying to break it. I'm just going to give it some jolts, you know, under a bit of tension, listen, see if anything slips, and if it does, it just means I ain't crimpy crimps hard enough and I need to give them a little bit of loving. So yeah, straight away. So the one that slipped, it's always this one. It's the one that I wanted the loop in. Bastard. See if we can render. Give me back that loop. Please. Please give me back the loop. I said this is the first time I've done this, so we're all learning together. That ain't gonna give me back that loop. You swine. But at the same time, it also isn't moving anymore, so what do we do, lads? Do we try and oof it and see if we can get it to move? Or maybe do we put the old crimper in there? Oh. Let's put it in the same way that we crimped it. So in this way. Bear with me, boys and girls, and anyone else that's laughing at me right now. There we go. Right, I got my loop back. So what I'm going to do now, because he is a bit of a slippery boy, on my crimpers I have teeth marks. So I'm going to match the teeth marks with the teeth marks. I'm just going to give it one little extra squeeze, because that's what I think we need to be doing. So where are we? Little twist, about there. I'll just give him that extra little bosh. And then same again. If it slips again, it's going in the bin. I'm just fucking with it. It is not going in the bin. Just want to make sure it's safe, is all. Nothing wrong with that. Right. Pliers. Nope, it slipped again. So, next plan of action. If anyone knows what or why that one's slipping and none of the others are, then yeah, let me know. I'm going to wash you back in there, and we're just going to try and salvage. I'm not holding too tight, I'm just chaser. He doesn't want to move him, which is not ideal, brother. How not to do a rig video. So I've lost my loop, which isn't, we're not happy about that because I need my loop. So I'm going to try and figure this out. But yeah, this is why, very important, test your shit, man. Because if it's coming on or slipping or anything like that, pike fishing, especially dead baits, you're leaving baits out or whatever. Right, we got my loop back. We are still there, but why are you slipping, man? Maybe we crimp the edge just a little bit. Let's crimp about there. Yeah, you don't want to be leaving baits in the water and rigs and shit because of a simple fuck up, because you couldn't be bothered to test your stuff. At the end of the day, fish care is important, believe it or not. Apologies for the earthquake. Right, just gonna grab that there. It moved, but a lot less. Oh no, this one No, this one has moved. I've got to be doing something wrong with these crimps, because I didn't have this last time. I did not have this last time. We're going to wash him back in there. You're in. They're not the softest of crimps, so I think I'm just not doing them tight enough. He's still fine. Give this one a quick check. This is definitely longing out the video, but there we go, bang on. Alright, so now we've got everything where we want it. All I was gonna do, I'm not trying to heat the wire up or anything like that. I'm literally just some quick bops, like so, just to cover the crimp. I'll just give him a roll in my fingers, try and keep it all straight. That's him done. Slide him down. Again, this one I want to be able to access that loop, so ouch. Maybe we did eat that one up a bit too much. He's alright. Right, about there-ish. Cooking. Definitely cooking. Kirsty. And last but not least, the swivel. Job done. So there we have it. A little rig tying session. I said just make sure, obviously this did slip, so I'm going to have to trim that. Just make sure once you've done all your crimping and all that kind of stuff, just test it. Like, if it's wrong, do it again. If you can salvage it, test it again. Like, just make sure. There's no point in not making sure. No one wants to lose a fish. No one wants to leave crap in the water that could potentially kill a fish or whatever. So yeah, I've got my 4 traces. Obviously I'm not putting the hooks on now, but the hooks that came, they had barbs on each. I went through earlier just with the flat bit on my pliers. Took 2 of the barbs off. I got 1 barb that will be bait holder or as such, whatever you call it. That'll be the one going into my bait. For those that don't know, which I'm sure most of you do, to put the hooks on, grab your old splitty ring pliers. You've got like a little tooth. Open him up. Put the little tooth between the 2 pieces of metal, pinch. Can we see that? Yeah. Eye the hook, and then I like to push the shank of the hook that way. That makes sense. So find the edge of the bit that's open, push, twist. Right, and then just twist him all the way around. One more for luck. Good. That's it. Hooks on. Like I said, the whole point of this is if hook blunts or hook straightens, we just do the same. Open the split ring, take the hook off, put a new one on. We've still got a perfectly good functioning dress. So that be that. Thank you all for watching. If you can help me, or this has helped you, then buzzing, happy days. I'm off down the pond tomorrow. It's gonna be wet, man, so I don't know how much will get filmed, but I will try my best. And yeah, good. catch you in the next one.